Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Bananas. That is right, my friends. You heard it here first. We are doing another live stream. Can you Adam and Eve it? You cannot. I am fantastic and I'm doing really well. Actually, I'm not that fantastic. I've just got a bit of a headache. But apart from that, I'm alright. I'm just complaining. You know how I am. But how are you? Are you okay? Are you keeping well? How have you been? Done anything today? What is your scent of the day? What fragrance have you worn today? DJ, welcome. Andy, Dushan, Paroli, Dropout, Josie, Patchouli Pappy, how are you? Juro is wearing Gomma, fantastic. What version? Have you got the EDT? Dev is wearing Le Cri, which he now knows is from Parfum d'Empire. Patchouli Pappy is wearing Oud Maracuya. Spaced Out says, I'm scared that PSG is not going to win this one, says Spaced Out. Well, not to worry. Luis Enrique is an extremely good manager, to be fair. He's just what they need. Josie's not wearing anything. Oh. Well, today I wore something that I haven't worn for a while, and it's very nice. And I'm enjoying it greatly. Welcome, Scent Fumes. You are wearing Boss number 1. That's funny because in my hands I have another honey fragrance, but I think this is more of like a spring and autumn honey, whereas I think Boss number 1 is more of an autumn winter sort of thing. Screechy. I've decided I think I'm going to sell my vintage Givenchy Gentleman. I don't think it's very nice. It's too scratchy, you know. It's too screechy. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Dev is wearing 2 other of Eugene's fragrances. Oh, or is he just wearing 2 other of Parfum d'Empire's fragrances? Salutations, Tripler. You are wearing Versailles Pour Homme. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely fragrance. I need to decant mine. Except mine is a 125ml bottle. And I only have 100ml bottles to decant into. Whatever will I do? Rich, what's your favourite Maître Parfumier at Gantier that isn't Route de Vetiver? I hate Route de Vetiver. It's fucking awful. It's probably Bois de Turkey, to be honest. Bois de Turkey's a fucking sensational fragrance. Oh, Iris Blue Gris, obviously very nice. I enjoyed Dev's little exploration today. It sounded like he enjoyed his little exploration today as well. Dev says he's been floored by the brand so far. Oh no, I've just thrown the lid of my Bois de Turkey on the floor. Why did I do that? I've been absolutely floored by the brand so far, I have to say. Try to back to boo. Paroli, where are you? His house. Paroli is in Canada. Deepest Canada. It's quite warm in here. Had a couple of flies in this room today. Furious I was. Is Bois de Turkey better than Fumerie Turk? Yes, considerably. I'm not a massive fan of Fumerie Turk. It's, yeah. It's got something about it that just makes us feel a little bit sick. It's too rich. It's a little bit narcotic, you know? Welcome, Herb. Herb is eating French onion soup. I had French onion soup once. It was all right. A little bit of French onion soup goes a long way. You know? Yeah, I like Bois de Turkey much more. In fact, I might wear. Might wear Bois de Turkey tomorrow, depending on the weather. It's very powdery, isn't it? Spaced Out. Yeah, Spaced Out says Fumery Turk has something semi-animalic in it. It has a vintage powdery feel. Yeah, it does. I'm not a massive fan of Fumery Turk. I thought it was going to be, and then it just did that Serge Tom thing where it just took a left turn, like, and you're like, where am I? Dev says, by the way, Rich, to clarify, I'm only wearing Le Cri. I just meant that Eugene sent me decants of Decentre and LDE, along with that Bellarme quote-unquote sample. Yes. Dev got himself a Persillet sample of Bellarme after asking for it. The cheek. The front. The front of it. We'll make an influencer review yet. Won't we, Dev? Fumery Turk is something. I've read that. I ordered a decant of Iris Silver Mist from somewhere, says Oris, before I bought it. Dave, do you like Queer Ottoman? That's my favourite parfum d'Empire. Don't remember how it smelled, but Ambre Rousse is nice, says Dev. Drinking a cortado in the sun. Life ain't bad, friends, says Tripler. And now you have my stream. Fumery Turk is one of the most complex serge for me. I've worn it this week, says Paroli. Pradeep says, greetings to the May 1st protesters outside Guerlain. Why are they protesting outside Guerlain on May the 1st? Rich, welcome to Vine. Patchouli Pappy, I saw this the other day, actually. Kentucky Fried Chicken here in the States is releasing a fragrance called Number 11 Eau de Barbecue. Charcoal, spices, good start to be fair, and then marinated meats. I'm not having that one bit. Not having that one bit. Oh, fuck. Is that a fly? It says little flies being amongst us today, and I'm fucking raging with it. I caught it 3 times, and it escaped me grasp. Literally couldn't kill it. One time it was on my finger. I thought, you're dead, and then it flew away. This is now Surge Gang chat, says Baroli. Iris Silver Tweed, says Spaced Out. Justin Rose says, hi, Rich. So you're Queer Moresque on eBay. Curious to hear what you think the difference is between Queer Canage, heard they're fairly similar with that orange blossom florally leather. Queer Moresque and Queer Canage. I think I've sold the Queer Moresque, haven't I? Have I? Which one's this? No, I've still got it. Here it is. So Queer Moresque is much more of this kind of IBQ. Oh, there's a massive iris in Queer Canage. That separates them. Queer Moresque is much more like Knisa 10. They do have the orange blossom. Canage has that big iris, that big Dior iris in there. So if you can imagine Queer Moresque with Dior Homme, that's kind of where you're heading, you know what I mean? But you'll pay fucking fortunes for Queer Canage now because it's discontinued. I've got like 700, 800 mil of it, like, ridiculous. Far too much. Gosh, do I watch some live Doug? Around Terence Hughes has just released a review of Vulva. Yeah, I saw that. And then he had the cheek to slate the name with all of the fragrances that he's called Slut and Boss and all of that sort of thing. He's like, oh, I'm not sure about the name. And it's like, fuck off. Shut up. Aaron Terence Hughes. Easy choice, mate. Watch Cuba's review instead, says Dev. Lure the fly in with Koros and spray it with Fahrenheit, says Tripler. Chuck, welcome. Mitch, I sampled Iris Blue Green EDP in the States and ordered the EDT Vintage from Kuwait. You ordered that from my friend. That is my friend who I bought Green Irish Tweed from. He also has a bottle of that, doesn't he? Huss. His name's Huss. Huss something? Can't remember what his eBay is called. Hold on. I'll text him now and say what we're talking about him on stream. Huss1. He's got Atlantic Amber Gris 2 by Arise L'Adore. He's got Santal Blanc. And there are 2 from Kuwait. Huss, yes. I'm a fan of Huss. I know him, I have his number. Alan Away by Serge Luton. Ultra Zest. Pure Malt Creation 2013. That'll go for a fucking few quid. Oh, he wants nearly £400 for it. Yikes. He's got a couple of Slumber House there. He's got Absolute Paul Soir EDP for £670. Woof. You can tell he's from the Middle East where there's loads of money. You annoyed the shit about him? What do you mean, Chuck? That is his eBay. That's his eBay. A_Huss1. He's a good lad. He's a very good lad. Wow, I need to get back to the chat before I get too far behind. I watched that video already. It had nothing really. He giggled for 5 minutes and then said the scent was boring. Yeah, quite. Man, a Spiritus Double Vanille airy and transparent has to be the ISOE Super. I need to sample Green Irish Tweed, says Josie. Surprised you haven't already. New Zerjoff and Naomi came out and sold out less than 2 hours. When was the last time Mal did that? When was the last time Frederick Mal produced as few bottles as that? You know, that will be a very short run. A very, very short run of fragrances. How many do you think that they made? And they don't do like fucking... I don't want to say they don't do celebrity things, but they don't do like small batches, do they? Even if the Desert Collection. Anyone tried Musk Noble? Oh, that's the Guerlain, isn't it? I thought it was all right, but I wouldn't need a whole one. A sealed Queer Canage will bring in big dollar from here on, says Bob. Neither of mine are sealed, but they are pretty full. Actually, not awful, but definitely not good, great. The Sergeton Louvre was awful. I didn't like Louvre either. Oh no, that's not who I ordered from. I meant annoyed them. Asking about how they were stored. Alright, you've every right to ask that. I'm thinking of going down to the Serge Palais Boutique Royale and record a video of a bell jar purchases, Pradeep. Yes, do that. And before you do, text me so I know what's in there. When you go in, and we can decide if I want anything or not. That'd be fun. I have a sealed bottle of Cartier Roadster EDT. Should I open it? It is a sensational perfume. I love it. I would buy it, but not for silly prices, because I've got a couple of backups anyway. But I love it. It's got a bergamot and mint no opening, and it makes it smell like bergamot and mint together. Makes it smell like it's a little bit like apple rind, but it's not. Very nice. And then it dries down to like mint choc chip ice cream. You'll know what I mean when you smell it. Excuse me. I revisited my Aberdeen lavender last night, not liking it. Think I bought a fake. Are there fakes? I'd be surprised if there was fakes of that line, to be honest with you. There might be, but maybe you just don't like it, you know? You're allowed to not like stuff, even from a brand you do like, you know? There's a couple of Les and Demmer Dobblers that I'm not keen on at all. You would have ordered that EDT vintage versus the EDP. I paid the same, says Chuck. What I find truly fascinating about MPEG is that they smell outrageously modern for having come out in the 80s. Granted, that could be reformulations. No, the guy who did it was just a fucking visionary. Like, he was absolutely visionary. You're talking about the same person who founded L'Artisan, Jean Laporte. He founded L'Artisan Parfumier after leaving Maître Parfumier de Gantier. You know? Man was clearly a fucking perfume visionary. Welcome, DJ. How are you? Zherzhov definitely doesn't do small batches. I suspect the number was around 1,000 that they put up. Yeah, but the minimum batch you can make is 500. 1,000 isn't a massive amount of perfume. I mean, it's a massive amount to me and you, but to a brand, it's going to be a lot. They have this certain sleek character that other 80s fragrances don't have. They were definitely not of their time. I prefer the scent on a boutique less riffraff, says DJ. I was looking at the NSRALD used prices on Souk and it was fucking crazy. 50 mils of that shit going for 700 to 800 euros. Yeah, fuck that shit. That's fake of everything, says Paroli. Oh. Said that with a haunted voice, didn't he? My younger brother bought himself 2 fragrance bottles, Sauvage Elixir and Y Elixir. I hope he has fun with them. Oof, he'll suffer for them sins. What do you mean the other way around, right? Pass, don't know. He left L'Artisan to find... No, I don't think so, actually. Good, was listening while in the shower, says DJ. Alan Green says, what would you recommend for a straight newbie? For what? What, like, you could go for Prada Amber Pour Homme. You could go for Guerlain Vetiver. You could go for... Diptyque's 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain, EDT. You could go for Eau Sauvage Parfum. I would recommend that you do not rush in and start buying shit tons of perfume. You take your time and get to figure out what you like, because it's your money. And don't be influenced by influencers. Certainly not ones who get free bottles or samples, as they've started calling. Well, some of them have started calling them. I'm talking about Zherzhov selling out on their own site, by the way. I think they structured the hype very well. People were allowed to buy the $650 Euro collector's bottle for a month early before official release. Hello, Sandra. Did you buy Tuberose Criminal? No, I'd rather shit in my hands and clap. I hate Tuberose. I haven't purchased a bottle in almost a year. Kind of crazy. I'd like to get Rose de Jamal after I finish school, says Josie. Well done. Sandra says, scent of the day, Bois de Portugal by Maître Parfumier and Gantier. Bois de Portugal by Maître Parfumier at Gantier. You get fucking Bois de Turkey. I've never smelled Bois de Portugal by them. I was asking a question. Sorry, you would have purchased EDT Vintage Iris Blue Grey versus the new EDP, right? Same price. Never smelled the EDT. Do you have the EDT? No, but I've got coming. I probably would have. Probably. Fucking little fly. It's taking the piss. I'm no Obama. He would have got that first time with his fingers. Lizard. Anyway. Same price, never smelled the EDT. Do you have the EDT? I'm getting it. My friend has it for me, just hasn't been able to post it yet. I would pay for that vintage bottle of Azaro Pour Rum if you want. Just send it to our lovely Johanna. The EDP, honestly, is still incredible. I wouldn't bother hunting, says Dev. But you haven't smelled the EDT. Thank you. Just wanted to try one or two killers instead of in a range of stuff where I don't use half of it. It's a good point. My 100ml sample, says Divine. Yeah. I love Guerlain Vetiver. 100ml bottles aren't samples, are they? They are to Persolays. Depends on the influence of the seen your videos. Never caught a live stream. What does this room smell like? Bois d'Argent, because I have a I have a Bois d'Argent candle. Fuck. I have a Bois d'Argent. Fuck me. I've got a Bois d'Argent candle, and the Bois d'Argent candle is filling the room. Right now, perfumes are on hold as I gather more clothes and other bits, says DJ. Welcome, Brandon. When will we get a review of Elvis? Need the duck in sequin cape. Do I have a bottle of Elvis? I don't think I have a bottle of Elvis. Ramsey's got a bottle of Elvis. You might get him in a cape. Sequins or otherwise. But not I. Just nice burst out. RXL, welcome. Joe Savage has a fly on it, and we all know what flies are attracted to. Yes, it's absolutely shite. It's a big steaming blue turd. It's fucking horrible. Alan Green says, Lamafile, this dude is hysterical. Guerlain Vetiver is extraordinary. Would love to get a vintage bottle. How vintage are you talking? I've got a 70s one that looks like a Baby Bell. I don't know if you have them in America. It literally looks like it's covered in like... It literally looks like it's covered in that kind of waxy stuff. I am eyeing a 1 litre sample of Guerlain Cologne de Coq. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to send it though. I need to send you some samples of stuff as well, says Justin. And do you think it will be enough for a review? Thought someone sent me one, but the shipping will be more than the frag itself, says Tripler. Yes. Although apparently it's a really good fragrance, like Ramsey was saying he smelled it and he thought it was dead nice. I'm looking forward to Ramsey doing some more first impressions on the Maître Parfumé Red Gantier. It was like a week or two ago. He promised to pay us. Get paid. Get paid. Alright, that's good. Where is it? Sorry, I'm just trying to find out where Richie G said he was going to fucking pay us. Where the fuck? He said he would pay us for fucking... The swine. He said he would pay us last week when he got paid. And now he's reneging on a bet we had. Anyway. Colon the cock. Thought someone thanked you the Friday the shit on me more, huh? What's your scent of the day, Duck? Today, what did I wear? I'll show you. I'll show you what I wore. I wore Himalaya, and someone did a premiere. It's a channel called Frag Addiction. A little bit strange. And she talks about this and that, you know, as we all do. That wasn't a very good breakdown of the channel there. I'm not really selling it. It's just not bad though, you know. It's not like a shit review or anything. It's a little bit awkward. The Chanel CEO is one of the worst Indian executives I have seen, like an NPC, and Pradeep can say that. This Noir de Noir is pretty sweet, but I can wear it. Thinking about wearing it, to be honest. Thinking about wearing it. Thinking about buying it, I beg your pardon. Sorry, my fucking brain's decided to just go on strike. So, there's... there is that. That could be on the horizon. Deciding whether to buy a vintage Cristal from Anuj. Thinking about whether to buy either the Eau de Parfum or the Eau de Toilette. Don't know if I want either of them, but I'm giving a lot of thought to it, even though I'm not sure how keen I am. It's one of those things that just keeps you occupied, isn't it? What am I going to buy next? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I need that Himalaya for my climbing of the Himalayan peaks and future, says Duchamp. Using his royalties from Baymax images to pay you rich, naturally. Well, quite. Probably best MMA finish in history last week. Excuse me. Memo African leather smells so similar to Tour de Hermes. I got a sample the other day. How much are they, Rich? Anuj, 240 Canadian dollars. If you get in touch with him, he's got pictures of them and stuff like that. So he sent me quite a few pictures. I'm still not sure because I've got a bottle of each already, but he's also got vintage number 19 as well. So if you're into vintage Chanel's, 19 Cristal EDT, Cristal EDP, might be not a bad idea. Oh, it's a Horoff signature pour homme. It's very nice. Oh, so I have been looking ahead thinking, what should I be adding to the collection? There is a bottle of Noir de Noir online for about 240 quid. It's 100 ml. And I'm thinking about buying it because I've always wanted Noir de Noir. I really like the way it smells. But will I wear it? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. It's one of those classics. It's like a proper Tom Ford fragrance, you know? And it's one of the original private blends. It's still one of the best private blends, to be honest with you. They haven't been hitting the heights recently, have they? Of Tom Ford. A lot of stuff they're releasing these days is shocking. I mean, everything they're releasing these days is shocking. So maybe grab the Noir de Noir while I can, while it's a half decent price. Like, welcome, Greggy boy. How are you? I have been enjoying Greggy boy's content, watch, and fragrance reviews. I thought I died and gone to heaven. Everything all in one place, all the time. Welcome, Alexander Larson. I think I'm going to wear vetiver tomorrow. It's nice and dry and green. We're supposed to be getting some nice weather the next few days, but I mean, we're probably not going to, because it's England and the weather lies. The weather just lies in wait for us. Oh, excuse me. People are talking French. Peter says, I love Noir de Noir, but my old bottle has lost some of its tenacity. Oh no. Is there air in it? Sorry for coughing. Jesus. Old Dross lately. Yes, absolutely. It has a great oat moss vanilla base. What does? Noir de Noir. That's interesting. FI, welcome to you. Bonjour, Brandon. I don't speak the French. Barely speak English, Brandon. Would you say Creed is dead? Says FI. I think the best days are behind it, unless Karen get a hold of it and start making outrageous, like, old school Creed things, you know. But I have a horrible feeling the way that YSL and Gucci have been releasing their phrases. That they just turn to shit, and they're just going to go down that not very good line, you know. Let us have a look. Where is Google? I'm glad you like me diplomacy, Brandon. I'm not a very good diplomat, I think. Would you say Creed is dead? I mean, they'll continue to make a lot of money, but as far as like being a good perfume house for like us, I doubt it. You know, unless they start releasing stuff like Bois de Portugal, Royal Oud, Green Irish Tweed, Melissim Imperial. Like, I was talking to somebody today where I was like, I hope they go back. I think it was Houdini, actually. I was like, I like all these old ones because they've got the Creed ambergris, ambroxan, sandalwood, musk base that made them brilliant, you know. Like, and you used to be able to get them at discounters for like 140 or 150 quid for this size bottle. 120 ml for big units. And it was like, I don't know. There's somebody on eBay selling 2018 batches in the flacons. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. But going forward, like I said, I think they'll continue to make a lot of money. But I also think that as far as like I am concerned, like to those people like heavily into fucking perfume like me, weird people like me, that I don't think they'll ever release anything quite like what they used to. That said, I've got to admit I'm somebody who doesn't really care for Aventus. I think Aventus is all right. I think I'm the only person in the entire world, maybe it's with the exception of Richie G, my friend. We smell it and we're like, yeah, it's nice. And that's it. It's like the best niche fragrance ever, allegedly, according to the numbers and the hit and the hype and all of that sort of thing, and the way people go on. Crazy. As long as there are grown men, I beg your pardon, as long as there are grown men making Aventus cakes for their birthday, Creed will never be dead. Yes. Someone sent me that, and I was like, that's incredible. That is truly incredible. How fantastic. But also how sad. But if somebody gave me a Balenciaga pour homme cake, I would be fucking delighted. I would be delighted. Absolutely buzzing. 20 ml of Oud Zen for €680. What? Horace is feeling sad. Don't feel sad. Creed might make something nice again. You never know. Whatever happened to Black Orchid? There's 20,000 votes on Fragrantica, somehow more than Parfum de Marly's. The French was a bit odd. Talking about my diplomacy. Oh. What's wrong, Horace? Too much Horace. More French. Well, at least people are talking French to each other and they're not just putting French out there into the ether. If you ever find Japan Noir, snatch it up. Duchenne, I hope you tried Japan Noir at least once. I want Plum Japonais. I want Patchouli Absolu as well. I think I saw somebody mention Patchouli Absolu before. It's absolutely gorgeous, like. I'm from the Central Valley, Duck. We love rain here because we hardly ever get any. It's always sunny. I love rain because it's a great reading weather. Oh. I like hearing rain when I'm inside, especially at night when I'm tucked up in bed. And I think to myself, fuck that. I'm so glad I'm not outside. And I'm in bed. I mean, nice warm bed. And I'm lying down. And I don't have to worry about the rain coming in. Or getting eaten by a fucking wolf or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Fuck being a caveman. With your 32-year life expectancy. If you made it out of childhood. Welcome, Keith. How's manly sense? Welcome, Omar. Better than most recent Himalaya. I find it more transparent. Omar is wearing Angelique sous la pluie. Bottom black label. Even less performance than my previous bottle. There's a 12 sprays to notice it. 12 sprays? At this rate, it will get more and more transparent until it fades away, says manly sense. Take the night air. It has a soothing effect on the poisonous vigour that's set in the nerves, says Herb. Hark! Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? I didn't know Greggy Boy was multilingual, speaking the old French. Très bon, if you will. Creed is far from dead in Thailand, Japan, where I was recently. The Creed counter was the only one that was busy. Yeah, the retail perfume at retail is struggling. My local Phoenix in Newcastle have just had a £40 million refit, or they're in the process of having a £40 million refit. Went in there last Sunday, dead. Utterly dead. Like, wow. You know what I mean? Grim. The Tom Ford counter was complaining to us that they didn't open for 3 days. Not. It was a couple of months ago now. So you're talking like March, February, March. They were like, yeah, we basically didn't open for 3 days. I was like, oof. That's Tom Ford as well in a major department store next to the food court. You know, you would have thought they might have like caught a stray, but no. Tom Ford catering to 12-year-olds with the recent releases. Oh, there are a hell of a lot of French going on. Still never tried Neroli Sauvage. Is any good? Pass. Don't know. Is Absolute Aventus hit? Is it a hit, you mean? I don't know. Could be. Possibly. If it's an official Creed Aventus, you would have thought that, like, they would have been loving it, like. Alexander says, I friggin' love Bois de Portugal. There is a review of it on Fragrantica that is absolutely hilarious. So I love Bois de Portugal as well. I've got to be honest. It's a top perfect. It's probably my favourite Creed. That and Green Irish Twit and Himalaya as well. I mean, fuck. I really do like them. I've got a little bit of Green Valley too. Green Valley's lovely, but is it worth those silly prices? Ooh. Put it like this. I'm glad I've only got like 20 or 30 mil of it. I don't even think I've got 30 mil of it. Like, I've got like 20. Aventus cake. There was Aventus cake. Vintage Aventus puts Serge Luton to shame, says Divine. What are some notes you would pay big money done to perfection? Leather? Yes. Patchouli? Yes. Musk-centric fragrance worth big money? I mean, if it's done to perfection, but it depends what your version of perfection is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yours and mine could be two completely different things. I'm not a big musk fan. You know, like, obviously there's musk in like basically every perfume, but as like a musk fragrance, like a central musk, it's not for me. It's not my thing. Balenciaga Pour Homme was my scent of the day yesterday. I really got the oud. Do you know, there was a couple of times I wore it that I couldn't, and I thought it was the patchouli, right? Because the patchouli and the oud in that fragrance, but it was the oud. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the oud that I got. But it's a very good one. It's a very good use of oud if it is oud, and two, it's like it's very similar to the patchouli. It's really right there, lockstep with the patchouli. It's Gerard Anthony. Do you know what I mean? He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. A lot of us smell the Ventus and we're underwhelmed. Because mostly because of the immense hype. Yes, it overpromises, and it overpromises so much because of the hype that it can inevitably only underdeliver. I was expecting some sort of like transcendental fucking religious experience where like my penis grew 4 inches and fucking like I became 6 inches taller and like women started taking their fucking clothes off, and it's just me and Richie G being like, it's all right. And it didn't change. I was expecting great things, and great things there came not. You know what I mean? Still like Aventus, says Frank. It's okay. Don't tell people not to feel how they feel, says Horace. Stuart Mabe says, evening, Rich. Evening, Stuart Mabe. I suspect the regulations got Aventus. How do you go from nuclear to room spray is absurd. I'll go back to that quote from Frederick Mahl, which was just before he sold to Estee Lauder in 2014, 2013. And he said if the new batch at that time, if the new round of IFRA regulations come in, I'm finished. That's what he said. And then they did. And then he was sold to Estee Lauder. So maybe he's going to go to the Middle East and start making fragrances without any oversight. But it's a good explanation, Divine. But I also think Olivia Creed got the dollar signs in his eyes, and he was angling for a sale of the brand, which he got. And I think, if from what we've heard, that he was actually tinkering with the formulation, like, regularly. You know how they were talking about the batch variations? There was batch variations, but they were on purpose and not because they used high amounts of natural ingredients, as they tried to claim. I mean, everything that came from the brand Creed when Olivia was in charge was almost certainly bullshit, allegedly. Because, I mean, his behaviour, his previous behaviour would fucking indicate it. Oh my God, it's warm in here. I sprayed tobacco oud to bed last night. Never a bad time to spray tobacco oud. Ducks fly together. Welcome, germs. See you later, Greggy boy. Going to watch Ronnie O'Sullivan. I think. That feeling is called chrysalism, a feeling of contented safety. That said, my roof leaks, so the rain does get in. It sucks, says Herb. Oh no. We just had a roofer here. I think we just had a roofer here. Well, no, we did have a roofer here, and it's not that I think that we had a roofer here. We definitely had a roofer here. Otherwise, who the fuck was that man on my roof? But he was here, and he was like, "Oh fuck." He was like, "When they built your fucking roof on your house, fucking they put the channels, like the channels in the roof. They made them flat instead of V-shaped." And he was like, "You've got a couple of fucking like rotten bits of timber." You know what I mean? Welcome, Kitchy K. Kitchy K, I thought you were going away. I'm glad you're not, but hi. Friends, if you would like to like the stream, I would appreciate it greatly. I didn't know that was what that feeling's called, chrysalism. I'm just glad I'm not a fucking caveman, although some people would disagree. But I'm glad we have all these I'm glad we have all these mod cons and shit. I'm glad I don't live in ancient times, put it like that. Otherwise, I'd be finished. Where are we? Scent of the day is Florentine Iris. Lovely. Welcome. Welcome, Duncan. How are you? I do parlay a bit the old Francais, Rich. Interesting. A man of many talents, is Greggy boy. I see tobacco and a bunch of stores for a good price. Someone put out a big lot, it seems like, says Omar. Buy them all. Actually, don't buy them all. No, I'm not monetized yet, Frank, and I don't think I'm going to be getting monetized either, to be honest with you. If you want to give me money, there is a coffee. If you don't want to, then I'm not forcing you to through the medium of ads. So you don't have to worry about that, you know? It's nice not to have ads, particularly. Pardon me. I like a bit of content without adverts. Hey, Tripler, diminishing returns at this point. Diamonds in the rough are few and far between, says Manly Sense. Scent of the day is Roco Barocco. Poor arm, says Duncan. Conversations about foot sex, says bit of donkey play, donkey talk. Angelique sur le pluie, that many sprays, just layer with French lover, says Franck. Absolute Aventus is mid, I agree. Sauvage Elixir plus Cedric Boisé plus some Macento. I remember nobody talked about Himalaya some years ago. Now people really appreciate it, kind of similar with Royal Oud. I have Angelica Essential Oil, expensive perfume grade. I added something to my Angelique sur le pluie, but that's just crazy me, says Frank. Moss Bresh, says Brandon. Silly prices you'll pay for that these days. Scent of the day, my only and favourite Bond, New York Nights, says Supply and Demand. I like New Harlem. Yes, the oud note is really well blended with the other notes. Doesn't take over and overstay its welcome, says Parole. Yeah, it's beautiful. I only speak English and some Spanish, no French. I'm white but grew up in the burrito. In the barrio, sorry. Not the burrito. So we have to speak a little Spanish. Himalaya and Narciso EDT must use the same citrus and musk because I get the same vibe, says Frank. I was smelled Aventus expecting ayahuasca, says yes, says Manly Sense. That's your idea of a transcendental experience? Well, no, I was expecting one. But I didn't get one, that's my point. From all the hype, you would expect to receive a fucking, like, all sorts of gifts from the universe. I'm about to gift this fly you fucking something from the universe in the shape of the back of my hand. Bastard. Aventus smells like that one person in middle management that thinks everyone likes them, but no one does. Schwarzendental Duckism. I'm slightly more sad after hearing that, says Horace. More sad? I was going to wear that today, but opted for Vermeil Casque and regretted my choice. Embrace the sadness, Horace. Wear some Les Abstrait. I want to try original Carnal Flower and Portrait of a Lady, says Space Town. I want to try the original Portrait of a Lady. It was meant to be fucking madness. Very rosy. Ma used to be able to boast about using the most oils, such as the most rose oil in the market for Portrait of a Lady, most tuberose in the market for Carnal Flower, but therefore leveled the field natural rose oil limited to 2%, says Frank. Brandon says something in French. I slept in Bellarme. That must be the problem, says Horace. Now listen to Dabler as the new FM, says Spaced Out. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Fucking regulations. Ketchy K. Stream licked, says Duncan. Thank you. My pad was so I switched to this. I'm only away from Mafia Stream, says Ketchy K. Have you smelled the vetiver by L'artisan? Which one? You should be monetized. You should be monetized. Yeah. I wish it was raining, says Justin. I want you to pay me, says Horace. No. Welcome, Val. Saw a good deal on Silence the Sea. Was it from Benji? Not sure if I should go for it. And last time I smelled it was 2 years ago, and it was good at that time. Did you see a good deal on Silence the Sea from someone called Benji on eBay? He is one of us. He is a good lad. Fucking little bastard. Sorry, you're just going to get little outbursts like that off me. I haven't tried anything from our lodge. Which would you recommend trying? Jubilation 25. Timbuktu is their best vetiver, says Duchan. Oh, nice, Duchan. Haven't smelled that one yet, says Alexander Larson. Rich, you need a P.O. box so we can send you samples, says Justin Height. I am absolutely stowed off with samples. They're everywhere. Tripler says, a tribute to my granny, who was a limerick expert. Hooray, hooray for the 1st of May. Outdoor intercourse begins today. Groceries are indeed important, says Horace. What do you like? I like to smell ambergris instead of ambroxan in Portrait of a Lady. Tripler, hey, Jamesy, no Francais. Perfumes will become more and more transparent to the point people will say water alcohol smells understated. JCE will be rolling in his bed. Yeah, he's fucking going to be buzzing, isn't he? Zerjoff samples, says Divine. I do need to still get them, you're right. I do actually think about that. I also need to post a couple of samples to this lady who sent me the of a Clear de Lancome. So, ow. Not Benji, a nude collector on Parfumo. €230 for first edition 50ml. I got a Riege Ladores Ottoman Empire 4 2 weeks ago. My wallet ain't happy. I imagine it's not. Long shot. Has anyone tried John Player Special, the OG from the mid-80s? I was talking to Jonathan about that the other day, actually. A lot of Ambroxan and Portrait of a Lady, indeed. Yeah, there is now. Zerjoff will give the full collection, Duck. Oh, Zerjoff. Ninoslav, welcome. Sent of the day, Sahara Noir. Nice. Okay, I'm going to dehydrate. I'll be back. Keith, you're in charge. Oh, my fucking spine. Christ. Oh. Welcome, my friends. I am back. I'm back and I am quack. What's going on? What is happening? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Sergeov Neo is the one that makes the cut for me, says Frank. How would you describe yourselves if you couldn't include anything about perfume? Silent. Vala paid 310 for a 50ml. Straight to heaven. Yes. I got the fly. Ha Okay. Straight to heaven extreme with a lacquered box. Anyone buy from Bijan Benny? Says Justin Hyde. Very nice, Nino. Straight to heaven has never clicked with me, says Val. In general, that whole house is a miss, always has been, but a friend of mine is obsessed with Straight to Heaven. Dushan haven't tried anything. The fly is back. There's another fly. Nobody used to smoke John Player Special. Does that count, says Baroli? Innocent Alicia. Welcome, Alicia. I like everything that's interesting. I don't like too sweet vanillic perfumes, gourmands, too much clove and a fragrance. I only tried Reflection, which I didn't like. Or some chill. Val. Not original. Straight to Heaven, totally extreme. Original Straight to Heaven wasn't for me either. It was a very patchouli forward scent. But Straight to Heaven Extreme is rum, and a more prominent, sweeter chord should smell different. But it's a blind buy for me. I really like John Player Special cigarettes way back when, and the black box was pretty, says Manly Sense. They used to sponsor Ayrton Senna's car. Didn't know it was a Nigel Mann. No, it was Ayrton Senna. I think I'm going to buy Jean-Louis Trintignant pour homme. I can't hear anything, says Frank. Oh, Burke. Lol. Is it warming up there, Rich? Yeah, it's been a bit... a little bit sticky here today, like humid. Humidity's fucking rough. I left a comment on Ashton's fucking video today, and it's lots of people have liked it. His title was 12 fragrances that are so good you'll wear them every single day, and I was like, all 12 at the same time. And everyone was like, oh, it's called layering, lol. And I was like, no, 12 wrongs don't make a right. Fuck off. Spin a web, Duck. Yeah, I should, shouldn't I? Or I should get the deodorant can with a lighter. Fucking absolute havoc. Straight to Heaven, wearable, I have it. At least it's not Amber Extreme Dry Down, says Frank. Ooh, patch, sweet rum, ice ice, super no Amber Extreme, dry down, straight to heaven. Did it take you straight to heaven, Frank? Did it? Oh, my feet are extremely sore. I want to binge a box of chocolates. Horace riffing on a famous Forrest Gump quote there. Mum always said, I want to binge on a box of chocolates. Contemplate the sole of your shoe. Yeah, I think I'm going to wear something dry tomorrow. Actually, I might wear this. Prada's Infusion Dome. It's quite dry. There's something a little... do I want to say tobacco-y? I've been in a real big boat, says James. Ashton makes the most empty calorie fragrance videos I have ever seen. Yes, that's a very good way of putting it. That is a very, very good way of putting it. Those videos are all empty calories, aren't they? Fair play. That is actually the best description of fragrance videos in general for the last 5 years. Well done. I don't think I could put it any better. Dear Lord. Empty calorie fragrance reviews. Someone should start a channel called that. Empty calorie fragrances as well, you know. There's a lot of shit perfumes. The real Ashton is somewhere inside. He is. I'm sure he said once that he doesn't wear clones, but he talks about them, you know. And I mean, to be fair, every time we'll have this conversation and we talk about Ashton, because I like Ashton, I feel bad because Ashton's not here to, like, not that he has to justify himself, but he's not here to defend himself, you know. And I remember when he was talking about Jeremy Fragrance a while ago on one of his like opinion piece videos, and he was saying like Jeremy used to like reach out to other fragrance reviewers, and then he used to just get hate back. And he was like, I can see why like Jeremy basically just stopped interacting with like the community. And I thought, I wonder if Ashton's trying to say something there without actually saying it out loud to us, you know. I've just pulled the cap off this fragrance like a twat. Bought 6 5-litre bottles of water today because not only was I thirsty, I knew I was going to be thirsty in future too. There's a 98 of 100ml Roger Apex for €150 on Souk, and that is where it will stay. Because it was crap. Put on Fougere Emeraude today. Florals remind me of caramel flower. Yes, big fat tuberose in there, isn't there? Not a fan. Not a fan of that one. The Iris Pearl as well. There's something in Iris Pearl that made me feel ill. I really wanted to like Iris Pearl, but I didn't. Stop subjecting yourself with it, says Bob. I come here for all my fragrance nutrition, says Carl, and thank God. I would eat with you anytime. Cheers to you. I'm going to wear. Divina Decamp would be enough. Retail is $325. Might as well buy the 100ml. Shrug, wouldn't wear it myself. Probably gift it to Dad. Where's the queer and queer de Sheen? More like Fleur de Sheen. I agree with that as well. I agree with that. There was no... the osmanthus in there gave that kind of rubbery feel, so I would like a proper leather. I would like a really, really... I would like a real leather from Les Indomptables. But I just don't know what. I just don't know what. I just don't know what or how they would do it, like, you know? I would like a real sandalwood as well, but I'm sure I've heard Antoine say that when you use, like, when you try to make a sandalwood... See you later. See you later, Aaron. Well, thank you for coming. When you try and make a sandalwood forward fragrance, if you use anything else in other than vanishingly small amounts, you will lose the sandalwood, which is a problem, unless you use something like Jarvanol, which nobody wants to see, because I could fucking knock up a Jarvanol perfume, you know what I mean? And I think a large part of Les Indomptables is their... I mean, product, we're talking about this earlier. A large part of Les Indomptables is their focus on highlighting materials. And if they hide in a load of really good quality sandalwood and you couldn't smell it, ugh, you know what I mean? Where's the queer and queer beluga? It's there if you are careful enough. Yes, that's true. Yeah, I can smell it in there. Maybe they printed the bottles by mistake, says Brody. I don't get along with Iris Pearl. Vanille Havana is the new niche classic. That's true. You're going to see that come up. Me and Prodip, I was talking to Prodip about backing up some Les Indomptables actually, because there's going to be some new regulations coming. I imagine there'll be some reformulations. And there's going to be price increases at some point as well. So, now, I've always said now is the best time to buy your favourite perfumes. Prices are not going to go down, friends. If I was to talk about anything besides perfume, it would be books and bodybuilding and NFL. I don't go along with Iris Pearl either, says Josie. The osmanthus is leathery. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Yeah, that's what I was like trying to say. Apex is... I still never tried, says Frank. If it is like Italian Cypress, I need it. No, it's like their blue fragrance. Sorry. Excuse me. It's like their blue fragrance. So, I'm searching for the vintage Vanille Havana by L'Artisan. Havana Vanille, says Dushan, sorry. I'd like a couple more EDCs from them. Yeah, they wouldn't go amiss, would they? That's something else you could back up as well, because you can throw those things on. No problem. I think Ashton's a funny guy, but wish he would pay homage to vintage because he actually likes them. Well, yeah, I would like to see Ashton actually talk more about what he loves rather than what his audience wants to see. But that's the paradox, isn't it, of the monetized YouTuber. And it's not just Ashton. You know, you're being incentivized with money, which is like the most common incentivizer in the world, other than fear of your life, that to do things, you know. So he is following the money. It's his right to do. It's his channel, you know. I have the polar opposite approach to my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about what I can bring myself to talk about, you know? So, I mean, I reviewed Aberdeen Lavender the other day, and do you know what it is? I wasn't going to. Who was it? It was Dura Rose came up with a great idea. He was like, why don't you rank your favourite Pierre Bourdon fragrances? I was like, genius. I was like, it's a brilliant idea. I'll do that. And I sat down to start pulling out all my Pierre Bourdon fragrances, and I eyed me fucking Aberdeen Lavender, which was my scent of the day. And I thought, bollocks, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to review Aberdeen Lavender. And I did. So, but yeah, that's a video that's going to come. I'm going to start doing that, actually. Algebra says, I see Haris there. Has it been reformulated to death or still fairly loyal to the original? The smell is fairly loyal, but the performance is fucked, and it's not as rich and thick as that version. That version is, if you can find it, that's the one you want. That is the one you want. But the modern one, I mean, it only lasts an hour or two, the modern one, you know. I like sandalwood and malt or smalt. Oh, I haven't worn that very much. I think sorry. Zorro Porum is such a great fragrance. My scent of the day today after not wearing it for a while. It is a really good fragrance. I wore it on Sunday with Richie Jane. It was mint. It's a classic for a reason. Most classics are classics. I tend to subscribe to that. That most classics are classics for a reason, right? Like you can. There's often times where you think we can all argue the toss about modern versus vintage, and like I can find like vintage fragrances which nobody liked at the time and think that they're great, and I can find niche fragrances now which nobody likes now and think that they're great. But if those niche fragrances are still around in 30, 40, 50 years' time, it's going to be because they were always great, you know? And it's difficult because there's a lot of fragrances which just don't stick around, you know? I heard some people reviewing Patchouli Noisette saying they can't smell it either. That's not ideal, is it? The nut in it is very, very subtle. It's very subtle. I do like it though. I do like it, but I don't think I'd back that one up. I definitely want to back up at least one bottle of Rose de Jamal. I'm terrified that shit's going to go the way of the dodo. Varanus Rodari pontificating. Any fans? Almost untouchable for how much knowledge he's got. But he's angry. He's an angry man. But I do like him. It's okay, you know. The only thing I don't want to sit and like tell people what to do. Well, I often do tell people what to do, but I don't want to sit and tell him what to do, especially not in a fragrance context, because fuck, He knows what he's talking about, very much so. All I would say would just be like, look, not everybody's trying to hurt you all the time. There isn't, nobody hates you. Nobody's trying to attack you. There might be some people who are, but not everyone. And I do like him, and I would just say, just chill, just be happy, you know? I mean, it's very easy to say to people, just be fucking happy. But just for his own sake, not anyone else's, you know? That's all. But it's not, he is very defensive, you know? He's very defensive. So... But I can understand, you know, he's a I mean, it's a matter of public record. He said it himself. He was a gay man. He was a gay man 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It must have been extremely difficult, especially as well with, you know, like the furry thing and stuff like that. Being different's never been easy. So... But he's definitely an asset, and I would be very sad to see him go. Hammerwash hiked men's line 1st of April, by the way, so men's cents now €365. Jubilation 490 euros. Just Buzz, who are we talking about? Radari, good guy? Absolutely good guy. Welcome, Buzz. What are you doing here, Buzz? How are you? I have Malto Smalto, but I haven't really explored it because I have a mini. Maybe I'll wear it today. It's very shaving foam-esque. Here it is. Oh, hello. Oh, it really is very shavy. You know? When in 2025? Straight away, I think. Better go on Beauty now and use someone's code. Fuck them corporate bitches, says Vivine. Yes. Fruity leather. Indonesia or Haiti? Both. No promo code for vintage, says James. No, that's right. A is taking a very important test today. Good luck, A. I see Harish there. Johnny Mean hails Max 40 and talks about everyone but him buying subs in the same sentence. Is spaced out. Well, I got La Cool. Algebra says I got La Cool de la Nuit from Voyageurs Imaginaires today. A beautiful green herbal take on lavender from Doyen. That sounds interesting. Lily is here. Uranus Rodari pontificating any fans? I'm getting pretty over pontificating as of late, says Horace. I like Varanus. Will Legend Amidala sustain and stay same in 20 years? Oh, that would be a good question to ask Remy and Valerie. I don't know how old they are now or what their plans are for the brand going forward. Maybe their kids will take over. Maybe they don't have any kids. I don't know. I do not know. I do, however, have the anthology collection from Valerie, and I am extremely excited to start doing first impressions on that little sample set I bought. Very nice. Very interesting. I want to try it. I agree, I like them, but very defensive. I am tired of being talked at, says Horace. Justin Height says, I hear people complain about the names of fragrances, saying they wouldn't wear stuff with a goofy name or ugly bottle. I'd wear a fragrance called Clown Penis Pour On if it smelled good personally. Well, yes, but some people are delicate in that way. No one can sustain 2 years these days. So many regulations. Quite. He takes my benign responses the wrong way, like Lily, says Frank. Rodari is fighting ghosts with doing get off my channel if. I cannot stand that part, says Spaced Out. Everything else is good, though. I do love his stuff. His knowledge is imperious. He's second to fucking none, like. I mean, well, maybe he's not second to none, but, like, of the enthusiasts, you know, Maybe it's like only professionals are really above him, you know, like people who like write for a living. And I mean, even then, I'd probably take him over half of them anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? He's friends with JJ, but nobody's perfect. I agree with the fighting with Ghost. Get off my channel. He is defensive, but I imagine that he's had some shit, and he's been on the internet for a long time, since the very early days. You know, like since the real people think it's the Wild West now. It's nothing like what it used to be. It was fucking rife when doxing first started happening as a thing. Like, I'm not saying he's ever been doxed and stuff like that, but like that kind of culture on the internet, it was like, fuck, pop your head above the parapet, you get your fucking heat blown off. So I don't know. I don't know what life he's led. I haven't walked in his shoes. I don't know him, but he doesn't need to be so defensive. Anyway, who are we talking about? Oh, that's my high. Oh my, that's high for jubilation. It's high for any fragrance, you know. Mrs. Duck, your son is different. She's been told that fucking many times. Don't worry about that. Been using his reviews as a guidepost for years. Yes. Richie deserve a bottle of Rose de Jamal as your birthday present, says Dushan. Not sure about that. I will take fucking bottles of Rose de Jamal regardless of how I can get a hold of them, to be honest. What are those 4 Frederick Malls on your desk? I have many Frederick Malls. There is Iris Poudre, French Lover, Vetiver Extraordinaire, and Music for a While. There's also Portrait of a Lady back there as well, which I want to wear. I want to wear soon. Fucking fly. By God. Behave yourself. There's a party. Oud Fleur for 313 on Souk. Never even heard of this one. Quite delicate, says Horace. A bottle a couple of weeks ago. I like it with Daria, and he doesn't peddle the madness that gets spouted by many in the frat. Yes. You've got to remember as well, he's been around for so long, just not necessarily on YouTube, that he has seen shit and doesn't get carried away. And he can put things in better context than most people, you know, because he's seen where it's come from. And he, like you say, he doesn't get carried away. He's definitely not a Johnny come lately. I would bow to his knowledge on fragrance on almost every topic. You know? He's friends with perfumers. I'll try new Aaron Terence Hughes new stuff, but he doesn't ship to the EU anymore. Sad, says Carl. Saved yourself a fortune, though. Can't blame Varanus. Fragcom is a cesspool for the most part, says Keith. Yes, that's true as well. If you're different, I mean, to be fair, I've spoke before about like the way I want this channel and this place to be. I want it to be a nice, decent place where people are nice, essentially, you know. And as much as possible, you know, because sometimes some people need telling the truth, and sometimes people need telling that they're full of shit, including me. I would expect people to say that they don't agree with us if I said something that they didn't agree with. As long as it comes from a decent place and people do it in good faith and don't do fucking outrageous shit. You know what I mean? Just making sure this fly hasn't got into me water. That would be extremely upsetting. I like Derek, he's probably dealt with a lot of bullshit behind the scenes. I imagine he's dealt with a lot of bullshit in his life as well. Like I said, being different being different is not, it's not, and being different in the way that he's different, in the ways that he is different, you know? I don't know what it's like to be him, you know? But I imagine it's been tough a lot of the times, you know? I respect him for maintaining, immense respect for him for maintaining his like, his self, you know, through what must have been some fucking pretty arduous shit that he's had to put up with people, from a lot of people. Be a good senior chap and do a video when you sample, says Brody. Be a good senior chap. About, says Lily. What's this all about? I tried to order the 2787 sample set, but they don't ship to the US, says Oris. Oh no. Music for a while. Spray uncut gem to kill the fly. Haven't got any. I wouldn't have that shit in my house. That'd be a terrible dilemma, wouldn't it? That would be a terrible dilemma. Spray the uncut gem to kill the fly, or let the fly roam free and continue to take the piss. And then I tried to order the Puente set, but then to receive it require a signature for delivery, and that interrupts my sessions with clients, says Oris. Oh no. I'm curious about the new Eris Energy, actually, says Carl. It's a fun name. And they could do something interesting with a summer Eros, maybe. Or maybe not. Then I tried to order a sample set of that Nikolai Iris, but it's not in their sample set. The fucking sample sets from them bastards are a nightmare. What's up, Bozzer the Bozzarian, says Manly Sans. I don't want to go on most streams, says Boz. I used to. That's how tired I am of Fragcom, says Boz. But you still come here, though. You know, it's nice here. Didn't really save a fortune, but not trying Aaron Terrence Hughes, since Aaron Terrence Hughes doesn't overprice his stuff. To be fair, you've said that, and you're right, because I don't know what he prices his stuff at. What are you wearing today, boss? You mean what fragrance? Memo of Argentina. I just want to know about your socks. You know what I mean? I like Derek. He's probably dealt with a lot of bullshit behind the scenes, I imagine he has. I got enough hobbies, Oris, says boss. Who, me? This fly episode is like Breaking Bad. Music for a while is what brought the flies into your room. Oh no. What are your other hobbies? Me? Welcome, Laura G. She has come in and spooked us all. Look out. She has a ghostie. Of course I believe you. I was curious about the others, but we don't need to talk about them. I play music, sing, make it, I write, work out, watch boxing, says Boz. It's time for some sandwiches. Ramsey did an Neroli Outrun War review. I had a 75ml bottle last year. Shame I sold it. Well, if you didn't like it. I come here sometimes now, says Boz. He's going to do a live stream later, says Dushan. F living moderate, wifey on some Prada shit. Sorry, Stephs? I don't understand that at all. Aaron Terrence Hughes' latest collection was £30 for 30ml. That is extremely reasonable, to be fair. I have smelled some of his stuff, though, and I didn't particularly like it. Various kind of short stories, screenplays, boxing articles. Also written a novel. Boz has written a novel. How is everyone, says Laura G. How is everybody? It's a lot of writing. It is a lot of writing. You get cramp in your hand. What do you like to read? I love history, fantasy, historical novels. Lily says, yeah, very rich that Boz comes here. I am fantastic. Let's have a feelings check-in, says Laura G. Laura G wants to know how we are feeling. How are you feeling? Tell us. How is everyone feeling? Why not, Mitch? You've got the wrong impression of me. What do you mean? Translating Steph's message, she doesn't believe in living more moderately and instead... Bah! Was that a moth? Something is amongst me. Something is amongst me and I do not like it. The fuck was that? Get away from me, you bitch. I really want to try Iris Dew, says Sandra. I think I'm going to Blind Buy it. This weekend I went to one of those shops where they're supposed to sell a rendezvous, but they no longer had it. Got it. I still feel sad, feeling like there is a lot of disconnection about, says Horace. As of now, I think you got me wrong. Alison Chains, says Boz. That I am fantastic is so annoying. No one always feels fantastic. Shut the fuck up, says Martin. Says that's a good point. Just catching up, you're right, Duck. He's very knowledgeable, but seems angry, says Justin. Ooh, it's a ghost. It is a ghost. A ghost of a moth. Eat the fucking thing. I am not going to eat a moth, nor a fly. I'm going to kill them with my bare hands. You are a big unit. Baymax eats moths. Maybe that's why the moth is here, because I didn't use Baymax for a thumbnail today. So the moth thought, I won't get eaten, you know? Ugh, it's muggy in here. I haven't seen the moth since I shat myself a minute ago. So hopefully it was just a trick, because my carpet's kind of got that moth. It's kind of got that brown moth kind of vibe, you know? So maybe I was just tripping. Or maybe that's the moth thinking that maybe that's just the moth thinking that it can trick me by camouflaging against the carpet, being a sniper. Now I think something's touching me. I'm being paranoid. Why do you refuse to eat this moth? It is free food. Well, same thing I think about free bottles. Baymax eats moths. I shall send him over. Oh. Is Laura G Richie G's wife? Laura G is married to Richie G. They got married and I went to the wedding. It was fun. Do you like sci-fi like Robert Heinlein, C. Clarke, Isaac Asimov? Why do you refuse to eat this moth? Aventus kills moths. It kills brain cells as well, I think. But have you ever watched the 80s Norwegian movie Pathfinder? Laura G doesn't like to be defined by who she married. Baymax is a scarecrow. Laura G is her own person. Just wondering, says Frank. Richie G is Laura G's wife. Richie G is Laura G's wife. Rich, if you eat the fly, you'll have to eat the spider. Then you'll have to eat... Well, you know how it goes. I don't know why I swallowed the fly. Perhaps I'll die. So I won't eat the fly at all. Do they still talk about her? Yes, he is. Our nephew does call him Auntie Richie. Indeed. Me too. Stephen Baxter too. Brandon Sanders and Ted Williams. Do you dance, Rich? I can barely walk. Did you dance? Oh. Dance when? So forgive me for acting all strange. I might be autistic, says Boz. You would join a long list. You would join a long list of fragrance enthusiasts on the register, on the spectrum. I did not dance at the wedding, no. Sorry, I've just got the... I don't think you did. No. I stood there and looked very cool. I was on a lot of painkillers then as well. Actually, I was on like stuff like codeine and morphine then. That was a long time ago. So I didn't drink. I didn't. I was driving as well, so... Oh. All we know about Richie G is that he's the only non-frag head to own 100 plus fragrances, hand-me-downs from Rich Mitch. He did, however, buy a nice kind of cupboard where he can put his fragrances, so that was nice. I like how he's got them arranged, you know. Justin Height, but my favourite science writer was Carl Sagan. I'm autistic and had anger issues and social issues when I was younger, says Justin. Catch it like Mr. Miyagi or Obama. At the wedding, I don't think you did. No, I don't think I did at the wedding. I've always wanted to be Richie G or have a duck friend that donated fragrances to me. Sorry to hear that, Justin, says Boz. You want to be my husband? That spot is taken, says Laura G. No. His wife bought the cupboard. Oh, I didn't know you bought the cupboard. I didn't know you bought the cupboard. I think me and Laura G are going to do a stream together one day and talk about things. Maybe not perfumes, or maybe the zoologist sample set which I gave her. And we can do first impressions. Laura G has a good nose. Yes, you did. We had a WhatsApp chat about it. Oh, yes, I did what? Ah, yes, that's right. But my memory is poor. My memory is poor. I hope you will understand. Being ordinary is so boring, says Boz. Better to be malignant, Boz, says Lily. Lily's fuming. You did know about the cupboard. I did know about the cupboard. Now you've reminded us I did know about the cupboard, but I forgot about the cupboard. And I was talking to my rheumatologist last week, and she thinks I may have the fibromyalgia. And I think I may have the fibromyalgia, judging by what she was saying about it. She was talking about it, and I was like, "Oh God, that does sound familiar." She was like, "Yeah, it's secondary to your axial spondyloarthritis." Laura is a beautiful Italian name. Frank says, "Had my annual physical." That kind of clean bill of health, is it? Oh. Lily, you have unlimited comment pass today, says Bob. Maybe we shall stream and I shall do a delve into Richie G's cupboard and sniff his scents. You will have to do it when he's not looking. I was repeating what you said about someone present here, Boz, says Lily. My mom has that, among other things. Axial spondyloarthritis or fibromyalgia. Hi, Rich. Welcome, Anth W. Where is Audrey Jane? She is being a mom. She is a mother. And she has Bibi. And Bibi is very well and taking up a lot of mama's time, because that's what Bibis do, you know. She pops in from time to time and now and then and stuff like that. Oh. Laura, what are Richie G's top 5? Oh, that's interesting. JJ and Duck got beef. I didn't like the way he was behaving. He was doing some very fucking... He was doing some very fucking despicable shit. I used to talk a lot of shit about people in private. Waged a campaign against Ramsey for a long time, and then made a massive grovelling apology, which went on far too long, and then retracted the apology. And I just thought, you're not good people. You're not good people, you know? Fibromyalgia. Lily, leave it be. Just an Ixnay on the JJ. Right, Rich wrote a diss track. It was pretty great, that rant. Actually, I think he will say it depends on the weather, etc. He will. I taught him well. I always say about everything. I always talk about the weather as well. There's another fly. Swine. Absolute shithouse. I think he will say Prada. Prada Amber Poor Arm. That's a good one. Yes, I think he will say that too. Ramsey was too big of a man to respond. Respects his from. He retracted. He retracted his apology, yeah, and then I knew at that point that he was yeah. Fernando Cambon, welcome to you. You know Reeve Ghosh 1970 vintage Paul Femme? I do know it. I know it well. Rich has taught you well, says Marley Sense. He said he has no idea now. You need a Venus flytrap. That's not a bad idea. They do creep us out a bit, though. Ugly plants, you know. Kind of gross. Laura, he likes soapy clean. He does. He likes a vintage fragrance. He likes Drakkar Noir. I would definitely say that he likes Drakkar Noir. Richie G definitely likes Drakkar Noir. That's one of his favourites. I would also say he likes... I would also say he likes Prada Amber Pour On too. He's a fan of sleazy salesman scents, says Laura, and he likes leathery ones on tobacco, and ones that Laura G does not like. I'm trying to think of what else. I've given him loads of stuff. And then there's like loads of stuff he's bought himself. Mandarin Basilic. He really likes that. On Sunday, we were in... On Sunday, we were... in the department store, and he was like, "Ooh, I want to try the Forte because I wanted to go on holiday with." He's going to Tunisia, and I smelled it and I was like, "Whoa, it's thick, it's rich." But he took Herba Fresca over once, and it was too much. He said he didn't like it. He likes a lemon one in a glass bottle too. Being in a glass bottle doesn't really narrow it down very much, I'm not going to lie. It's green and has numbers for a name. Frank, that was almost a smiley stream. Eugene, top 10 frags for a sleazy salesman. Keep me as a good egg. He likes a lemon one. 4711. Yes. That's right. Well done, Horace. Mandarin basilic is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. But I would agree 4711 is a big favourite of his. He likes that. He takes it out in the car with him, doesn't he? When he's driving about. Love the countdown, Iris. Limitations got men's blood up. Tunisia, Carthage, says Frank. Yes. Hot. Hot there. You know? Hot there. But... oh, I did smell on Sunday the 3 Guerlain parfums. I smelled L'Homme Dial parfum, Habit Rouge parfum, and Laura G, the one you're thinking of is Habit Rouge. I smelled the L'Homme Dial. I smelled the Habit Rouge parfum and the Vetiver parfum. Habit Rouge smells like an old folks' home. Stinky, says Laura. Ramsey has issues. JJ has issues. Many streamers in Fragcom have issues. I'll leave it at that. Everybody's got issues, surely. How's the Vetiver? Vetiver's good, but it would be, excuse me, it would be cheaper to just get a vintage Guerlain Vetiver. Really, if I'm being honest. It's just a smokier version, which is a little bit smokier than the normal Guerlain Vetiver. And seeing how many L'Homme Dial flankers there are, yeah. I have a good nose, but it's very selective, says Laura G. Somebody left a comment up here that I missed before, and I want to answer. EC558 said, I just learned that Lidge flanker for men. I just learned that there is a Lidge flanker for men called Christio de Argumes. Has anyone ever smelled it? Not me. I've never even heard of it. Never even heard of it. So, Cristo de Argumes. Let's have a look. Cristo. No. De Argum. Linstone de Guerlain Poron Cristo de Argumes. Fucking no idea this existed. Never heard of it. Outrageous spot. Brilliant. Grapefruit, petitgrain, Italian lemon, bergamot, patchouli, citruses, amber, exotic woods, and cedar. It's basically the same fragrance, isn't it? It's the same fucking fragrance. I agree with Chuck, there's a subtle sophistication, a great little 2-ounce bottle with warm and days. There's a potential to be one of the greats of the designer house. Guerlain is not a designer house. Christ. Before this year, somebody hadn't talked about this for fucking 7 years on Fragrant, nigga. Good lord. Let us see. What is this? The fuck? I will send it to peeps who would know better than I. Oh, fuck off. There we go. I don't know that you'd like it. I'll send it to Pradeep if he's still here. Precious woods is a no. Oh, fuck. I hate exotic woods, precious woods, silly woods. Fucking just what kind of woods? Where are we? Like, I know I'm in the minority, but I don't actually like many smells, says Laura G. You a girl on smell like later Demaché. Yes. I've heard many frags in my collection referred to as old people's home, including Van Cleef Poor Holmes, says Marnie Sense. Frank says I got to smell all three all nice, but I have so much of the same. I like Eugene's issues. Unshaven, dirty hair, long hair, says Boz. So anything with a strong lavender called Grandma's Bathroom. Welcome, Kay. Demaché, I'm sure, is allowed by LVMH to visit girl on lol. Shouldn't be, though. Jeremy scares me. He's a scary dude. I have a question. If you have the exact same ingredient in two perfumes but mix them in a different order, would they smell the same? Yes. Yes, they would. Like, that particular note might not smell the same, but it would create a different effect. Like you would have... So it would... You could have the same note smelling differently because of what it's paired with, you know? Or you could make it smell exactly the same by pairing it with other stuff. It's very, very complicated. Dura Rose is probably the best person to ask about this. Oh, excuse me. Laura, MFK Gentle Fluidity Silver Gold is the concept. Yeah, they used the same notes in different amounts, in two different perfumes, and it gave two completely different. It gave two completely different effects. Created two completely different perfumes. Not completely different, but different enough that you could release them as two different perfumes. Where is Dura? Can we hear him talk some more? Dura Rose is busy. It's very hard to get him to show his face. After the stream on Monday, I was like, oh, we should do it like again and stuff, you know, thinking like, and you know, in like a couple of weeks, he was like, yeah, maybe he's in like 3 months or something. And I was like, are you fucking taking the piss? For God's sake. Did he call himself after the island of Dura? I think so. Fragrance X has horrendous customer support. Yes, it does. As does Fragrance Net. Always pay with your fucking PayPal on them shit, because they'll listen to that if you take the money out of their accounts. I shall message him on Instagram, says Laura G. And he will tell you. Oh, no. I haven't worn this enough yet. I want to wear it. This is my 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain. Friends, I'm thinking about buying a bottle of Gallo. And I was looking at it. And I was like, yeah, I'm quite enamoured with that. You know, I'll pick it up like 60, 70 quid. It's £220. It's 220 fucking quid. I was like, what? I would love to get a bottle of Gallo, but I'm not paying 220 fucking pound for it, any chance. Half that, maybe. The bottle's like a massive part of the shtick, you know. And I want to own the bottle, but you can get the refills for considerably cheaper, and I could just put it in a decanter, like, you know what I mean? But what perfume are you thinking of buying me, Rich? I'm not. You can't get any perfumes for the rest of the year. It's a parfait too. Is it a parfait too? It's doesn't really last that long for a parfait. The shtick. Yes, the shtick. Yesterday I tried Narciso Vetiver Musk. Very meh. I am going to go feed my bois and go to bed. Oh, I will message you after the stream and say hi. I want the big refill one. Be kind, says Laura. I will try. But I can't promise anything. But I will try. I have a flapjack waiting for me after this stream. I forgot to eat it earlier. So that was something. In fact, I am going to take my painkillers now. Had to go out and buy like 10 boxes of fucking ibuprofen today in case the doctor says I can't have naproxen next week. Do you know you can buy loads and loads and loads of ibuprofen in this country, but you can't buy loads and loads and loads of paracetamols? And that is because paracetamols will fuck your liver and kidneys are fucked by ibuprofen, but they are much more resilient, apparently. I didn't know that. Are you going to become a narcissist from wearing Narciso Rodriguez? Says Boz. I'm not sure about that. Gallo is very fruity. It is fruity. It is fruity. Naproxen is over the counter here, says Frank. That's amazing. It's extremely potent. But I'm also on methotrexate as well, and naproxen interacts with methotrexate, so I need to speak to my GP. Because I don't want to hurt myself. I bought the Gallo refill for a great price. Fragrance by. Sorry to let you down, boss, says James. Deshan, which perfume are you going to buy me? Says Oris. Oris is trying to cheat her way past the no buying of bottles. Pradip has already said 200 ml of Comet. I think he was saying he was going to buy himself 200 ml of Comet, to be fair. Sorry about that. I prefer ibuprofen. That's good that it helps you, though. Well, I have ibuprofen, and that's what I'm taking now, but I'm going to speak about getting naproxen because it's stronger. I was taking Fenbid, which is the gel of the ibuprofen, but I stopped because it is like it's on me skin. How is Gallo so cheap there? So cheap where? A deep praline, says Boz. I wonder if Lily's still here. Evening, Align on Beauty. How are you? Is Comet good? I smelled it and I thought it was bland. Very bland. Very, very meh. Very easy to not spend a lot of money on it, put it like that. Very easy. Rich, sing O Sole Mio for us. I shan't. Sorry. Did you like L'Homme Al Parfum better than the EDP? Ooh. Stick around for stick around for the first impressions video that is inevitably coming your way. Lily's a bigger lurker than Galen. She is a big lurker, to be fair. She is a big lurker. High Hope is a brilliant Pink Floyd song. What? I didn't like the Division belt. You could tell that fucking what's he called fucking wrote it without Roger Waters being there. David Gilmour. You could tell that Gilmour wrote it because the lyrics were fucking woeful. The music was good, but the fucking lyrics were absolutely shit. He cannot write lyrics to save his life. My God. Hello, Line on Beauty. No, whatever comes after Arachne might. Maybe it won't suck. Bland suck. Lily's a bigger leg than Gilmour. I had high hopes for Comet. I like almond heliotrope. Actually, that's quite funny, that. There is a fragrance I am looking to try and sample called Le Baiser du Dragon by Cartier. And I would like to smell it before I buy it. High Hopes is a brilliant Pink Floyd song. A lion rich can't be trusted. Doesn't like Mizia. Absolutely shite. Gilmour was just not a true songwriter. You write music. You just can't write fucking lyrics to save his fucking life. Friends, would you like to like the stream? Comet was alright, I thought. Not going to be a showstopper, says Proudy. I bet you still buy it, though. Oh, quite a lot. Colombo, Argentina, Naxos, Black Rose, couple of Argos fragrances. Yes, the wall is fantastic. I did like Dev's video on the Maitre Parfumé de Gantiers. Yes, it was fab. I have Le Baiser du Dragon. Do you want a sample, Rich? I have the OG, says a Line on Beauty. Which version have you got? That would be very kind of you, though. Gilmour was just not a true songwriter. Absolutely shite. Dev hijacked the stream the other night, says Frank. Bless Dev. He's extremely active, isn't he? Waters was Pink Floyd in essence, says Boz. I'm putting on Mizia right now. Like the stream for Ramsey, says Duchamp. Oh my God, where the fuck? There's a fly lurking, friends. There is a fly lurking, and I'm unhappy about it. Soulless Dev, says Lily. I have the Eau de Parfum Edition Prestige. Ooh, what's this about Edition Prestige? Lily says soulless dev. 350 plus tax for 70mm Comet, 75mm Comet. Mental. Where are you in the world, Align on Beauty? Do you have my email? You can't buy the 75mm, says Horace. You can. Well, not yet. It hasn't been released yet. I will put my email in the chat. Lily, remember when you threw a fit when I got my wrench? Boz says, does anyone love anyone anyway? Good question. It's just a fancy box anyway. I'm in the UK. Where's your email? I just put it there. I will choose Grace, says James. It's a waste of money. I do not like Dev quite as much on Eugene's live stream, says Carl. He gets excited, I think. And he gets stimulated. Bless him. He's a good lad in essence. Oris says she loves people. Some people sometimes. Sometimes not. You know. Depends on the person. It's just a fancy box anyway in the UK. What's your email? Tell me when you've got the email and I will delete it because I don't want it lurking about. What Aqua de Parma should I get next? I got Figo di Amalfi. Mandorlo di Sicilia. Fucking smells like almond ice cream. It's fucking lovely. What about Aqua de Parma should I get next? I got Figo di Amalfi. Now we have a card game. Anyway. I'm off. I'm off. I'm off. I'm off. I'm off. So, can you time out fellow tools? I can time out the tools. And maybe I will. Hey, I hope your test went well. We all do. And we will hear about it in the Discord because I'm going to ask you about it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'm going to sleep. Good night.